Please say it's in
propaganda
focus.
for Christianity.
We're keeping that in. Okay, so I hope the cord's not in the shot. There you go. Okay, so welcome guys to the first Extraordinary Life podcast, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna go over the past year of what we've done, reflect on it, and just express how we feel about it. So we're gonna try and go through it chronologically, and we'll start off with actually the recruitment for our board. Well, let's first explain what is Extraordinary Life.
Yes. So Extraordinary Life, as the association speaking only, it is an association which is fully focused around self-development and growing your psyche. And we had our mission statement of building a community around self-development and meaningful engagement. And we've done that for the past year. And this podcast is indeed going to be all about our experience in that association.
Good pitch. Okay, so Niek recruited me last year.
Yes.
There's not actually much to talk about because it wasn't that special, but
Yeah, we wanted to touch upon the dynamics from there was no expectations because we built it from scratch. So we didn't know to what extent it was going to be a professional board, whether we're just going to be a bunch of friends creating some new adventure or very student kind of type vibe. So we read back some of the chats we had in the beginning, and we just noticed how quickly the vibe changed from actually being more formal language usage to just you coming in the very first actual meeting we had. And that was a distinct difference.
Yeah.
To be noticed.
Yeah. I mean, if we first start with the recruitment, it was me and Serena, so 2 people, and I thought that was gonna be it, what I had signed up for, and we got a case to solve. And yeah, I mean, we could just fast forward. In the summer, I made, I think, 3 workshops.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was on pornography.
Yeah.
The effects of pornography. That's how we started. Yeah, that's how I started. And but by the way, disclaimer: there were a lot of people, or a lot of sessions we did, which weren't necessarily created by us, but we're not going to discuss them. So, because we don't have enough time, and we did how many sessions? 50 something.
Yeah,
50 workshop sessions in the whole year,
so,
which is a lot. So it would take forever to go through all of them.
Sorry, Robert. Yeah.
So let's start with the first dinner. That was in September.
Yeah.
I was the first one, right? I remember I walked in and you were in jogging pants and
Been the best.
cooking. Yeah, your top. And then I asked you do you watch porn or something?
Yeah, that was the very how are you doing, bro? Do you watch porn? That was the
I can't even
question.
believe I think it was just because I think I started NoFap that summer. Oh no, it wasn't even. It was the year before that. But it was the year before that. But I made that workshop and
Yeah, because I don't recall us talking a lot about it on WhatsApp.
No.
So it came quite random, except for the fact that you built the workshop.
Yeah.
And I knew about that, but
yeah.
That was a great start. And then, I mean, the 2 of us, we were talking, and then Adriana came into
whilst
the
we were
kitchen.
talking,
Yeah. She's like, "Yeah, what you guys talking about?" I was like, I don't know.
Because you left I think it was you left the front door open.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And she walked in.
Yeah.
And then who else? Robert came. And Nadine came. Serena wasn't there yet, right? That was cool. And we had consistent dinners every single week for months, I think. For September, October. We have to discuss Halloween. Halloween party. Because we took some notes of the things we did, and
we almost forgot that.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And then very soon we had the Heartbeat Festival.
Yeah. So this is all still first week.
In September,
before we like had any roles very
Mm.
specific, before we had a clue what to do, how go about the year, and like what to organize. But like from my own perspective, I thought more about like creating the team, building the vibe first before actually setting off stage and doing something. So we met up I think a couple times that week already, and on Thursday night there's like the Heartbeat Festival in Rotterdam, which is
On campus.
yeah.
It's essentially a concert on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but just as a side note, Niek was president and I was head of education. So, yeah. I was making sessions and Niek helped me. And Niek led the team, essentially.
Yeah. I don't know if this is like prior to the Heartbeat, but we talked like in the beginning I tried to do coaching with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I did it like more seriously with you, where I talked like what do you personally want to get out of this year, and like the thing that stuck most was you like getting more out of the comfort zone, do a bit more crazy things. And I don't know if that was like after Heartbeat or before. I honestly don't know. But this was like the perfect
way to start.
Yeah, perfect.
So what happened was we didn't drink.
Yeah.
No alcohol.
We barely knew each other.
We met probably twice or something before. And then halfway through, we just took our tops off. Like, Niek, I don't know who initiated it.
So that the song was playing of like I Don't Care.
Oh,
it's like the very famous song. And like I would sometimes go to parties or festivals, whatever, and like be pretty drunk and take my shirt off, but never sober. So that's a difference. And I was like so much into the vibe, and we just had a good, nice song on. So I thought Henry like, dude, you want to do it now? And then the song switched, but we still did it.
Yeah, I think we did a countdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we about to do this? And then, you count down, then like the split second before I was like, we're not doing this. And then I think Niek did it, and I was like, oh, God. And I like threw my shirt off. That was sick though.
Yeah.
We got a lot of looks from people around us.
Yeah, I still don't know how to interpret those, but we had fun. It's good to not give too much.
Yeah. That was awesome. Because it was like a sober high.
Yeah.
He was so pumped up off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Like adrenaline, the music, still summer, just doing something new with new friends. Yeah.
And we were also in a mosh pit. I remember Niek dancing in the middle of the circle, and I was like, Niek, you're about to get mushed. And then it like collapsed, like the mosh pit started. That was sick.
Yeah. And it's epic to like have the party be sober. It was like from 6 to 10. So like the day after you're like fully fit.
Yeah.
That was a good.
One thing I remember though were guys throwing cups of beer from. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that always happens.
Yeah, I mean I've never seen that happen before, but
it's Dutch.
And someone did it, and it hit this girl.
Oh yeah.
And I saw it, and she turned around and looked at me like with her friends, and they thought like I did it or something. Yeah. Okay, so that was the Heartbeat Festival. Then we had a first Reflect and Develop session, which I did with Odin. Odin was a guy who, he was sort of kind of involved in it. I think I did the first few Reflect and Develop sessions. They're like workshops on personal development techniques or reflecting on, like what you value, that sort of stuff. That was a fail for me, that first session, because it was on, are you a product of your environment, or are you, it's like the nature versus nurture kind of discussion. And I essentially, the thing with Reflect and Develop, you make it a good one if you make it very open and let people explore yourselves, but I just drummed into people that you're a product of your environment. And
I think the answer was set before the question was asked.
Yeah. And the vibe was not special, because I did one Reflect and Develop in June on happiness, and that was super special, and I was like, man, I want to recreate that. You weren't there. You weren't there.
Was it Cillian?
It was with Cillian, yeah. I mean, I did it basically myself, but like I through him, yeah. And yeah, that was a fail. I mean, I went home after that thinking that was not good. Something needs to change.
Yeah.
That because it was the important realization that you need to make it as open as possible,
Mm-hmm.
the session, and don't impose a bias on them, because then you kind of kill the vibe, or you
Yeah.
kind of kill the opportunity to explore.
Yeah, and then you get judged.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between like doing workshops versus facilitating, where most of our events actually center about facilitating and providing an alternative perspective which you don't necessarily have to hold, but it's like the other side of the extreme that most students don't get to hear. And if you're like very open, transparent about it, it's not you that get judged, but the idea itself. And if you detach from that, the vibe is still good. But if you unleash that
if
bias,
you just facilitate
yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of bad because I think there weren't that many people that came, but there were some people that came,
Yeah.
and they never came. Oh no, I remember some people did come again to my taboo topics, but like Millie never came again. And there's other girls, I think a friend of, I don't remember who it was, they also never came. Anyway, but yeah, that was a fail. That was a good learning lesson. Then the next sort of key event that happened was the team weekend, the first one. What happened there?
Yeah. So since EL it's not only the association, we had a foundation before that, and with that we always had like quarterly or like half year team meetings where we discuss a bit more of the strategic parts, but it's also a great way to just get a lot of team bonding in. And I thought before we kick off with a lot of events, I just want to make sure that everyone knows their own responsibilities, actually chooses them. The team is just more than just a bunch of students, but it's actually good friends. And we have like a shared goal that we're aiming for. So, and my parents have a nice place we could all go to, and they're like very generous about this. So I thought, let's all invite them, get a weekend going, just have a lot of fun and do some cool stuff. And I think that worked out great. We went there with the 6 of us or 5 of us. Like Serena wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And I think like the Saturday we just spent on like creating the actual mission.
Yeah.
The mission statement, like where do we want to be in a year, the pillars.
Yeah, there's like strategy, values, and like vision,
Responsibility.
purpose, mission, all day.
Yeah.
And then we had a barbecue in the evening, which was awesome. I think it was that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. With your dad. We had it with your whole family, I think.
Yeah. I think
That was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And we made some videos that never...
We made some...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We never saw them again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I don't know why.
We made some marketing videos that didn't get edited. For some reason.
What else happened that weekend though? It was just like really vibing.
Oh, we did the campfire.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like the barbecue.
Yeah.
Like a big bonfire
Mm-hmm.
in your garden.
Yeah. But I like, in my opinion, it's pretty special because I don't want to self-boost myself too much, but me like opening up the stage to my family, which is like that's the roots of who I am, and like vulnerably show that to the people I care about. It just creates like a different vibe you don't usually get with your friends. And to do that with like still like half strangers, it's a risky move, but I think it paid off. And
yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And we were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of nature around, which is pretty sick. So that led on to, I think the living room.
Okay.
We need to first explain what that is, and you know more about it, I think. By the way, we need to be careful with what we...
I'm not gonna name any names.
I'm just gonna quickly write this down. Say what you think. Are we allowed to say?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So the living room was like a new concept in 2019 on the university because
Erasmus University. Yeah.
Yes, the Erasmus University, they had like a new mission statement to make societal impact the Erasmian way, whatever that means, and they basically provided a physical living room for students that cared more about well-being and student organizations that did. and there was like 4 other associations and us that were part of that, and we kind of had the idea that it would provide us, first of all, a stage for like a place to just give workshops, and second of all, we were told that there was budget, because if the university really cares about something, which well-being is, then there's instantly budget free for that. And we kind of hoped, like, okay, since we got declined, actually, another important detail, we filed like a application, we didn't get through, so we got declined. We thought this might be a second option to get some funding to just boost both our like reach marketing wise, but also have more awesome events. We thought this would be a great opportunity. However, it turned out to be that the living room itself was kind of a board on its own, and doing 2 boards at the same time simply doesn't work out. That was just too hectic. So the girl who was in charge of the communications of EL and the living room, she was not always like optimally organized, and I know she can say that with honesty as well. So some things just didn't work out, and them being the living room, expected more from us because they need to get furniture and just logistically things organized, and we just never really contributed to that. We just kind of hoped to have our spot in this and get the funding or whatsoever.
But I mean, the reason, first of all, we applied to be a recognised at university. That we got declined, and then we got no budget, no nothing, and then we applied. We were hoping this would give us sort of a platform to blow up on and get funding. We got declined funding because the events would have had to been organised by all, so which was like 4 of them,
4
right?
or 5.
It was like Happy Students, Us-Space, EL,
ESOC, Erasmus School of Color.
Oh. And EL and the meditation. They were. I mean, so it's essentially quite different associations, and trying to find one event that would vibe with all of them essentially wouldn't happen, let alone happen frequently. So you could forget. I don't know who came up with that idea. And also, just to put something straight, because one thing I think, Erasmus University didn't take us very seriously, I think.
No.
Whereas I'm pretty sure out of all of the well-being associations, we delivered the most sessions.
Most quantity and quality.
Quantity and quality across the whole year.
Yeah.
But they didn't take us seriously.
But
Yeah. No, I mean, you can look at the numbers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't want to throw shade, but I do think Erasmus University didn't take us very seriously. Let alone, I mean, it wouldn't have taken a lot to look into us and what we do to see that we're legit. That we're
Yeah, that's true. So the living room was kind of a fail on our part as well.
Yeah.
And then it ended up in the girl who was in charge from our side just being very honest, and eventually she was assertive enough to say that, guys, this is just not working. There's first of all just no vibe between us and them, which was pretty true.
Yeah.
And secondly, we weren't helped either. Like we didn't get anything from it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing we got was we hosted a few sessions in the living room.
Yeah, and it was a cool spot.
Yeah, and it was cool to hang out, and it was good we had a key so we could hang out in it. Yeah. Okay. Next is the 2 taboo topics. So in the summer, I came up with the concept of a taboo topic session where you just discuss taboos openly in order to speak about the truth and alleviate the burden that it places on your shoulders if you're unable to talk about it, because you feed it negative energy then. And the first taboo topic was the effects of pornography. How did that go? What did you think?
Well, first of all, great turn up.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. Around
mid-20s.
Yeah.
That was
exactly.
great.
I thought it was sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very nervous, I remember that. But it turned out pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
But it was a bit messy, though, because I was mixing, pornography with nofap. Because it was not clear which one we were discussing.
And I think the title of the event was too much about science because it said something like neuroscience or in the description.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people from psychology and neuroscience showing up, and they're like, "Yo, we also want to hear the science," and we're like,
"What science?"
We just want to discuss this on like a deep human level. And the other thing we could have improved on was like the female perspective.
Oh yeah, because it was a very male. Yeah. Because women and guys and girls interpret pornography differently. It's not the same.
But it was so cool to be openly speaking about this with people you didn't meet, and also not to be like jokingly speaking, because amongst guys you can jokingly speak about like porn and porn stars and like whatnot. Yeah. But to actually be serious about how it can be like negatively impacting as well and addicting, I think that was just very freeing. Yeah. Because I never felt judged in the whole session.
Same. It was a very genuine vibe. Yeah. And I mean, there was some sign. I mean, not like I didn't have research papers, but we talked about dopamine. Yeah. We talked about the Coolidge effect, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there was And the second taboo topic was on casual sex.
Yeah, because we realized sex sells.
Yeah.
And I think we did some sort of a poll in the first session of like, what do you guys want to see next? And this was one, so we tried that like 3 weeks later.
Yeah. And that was also fun, but
I was first scared we would only have guys, because it was like 90% guys.
Yeah, people weren't turning up.
Yeah, and then like 4 other people out of 3 girls showed up. Yeah. Which brought a bit more balance, which was healthy for sure.
Yeah, and I mean the vibe it was fun, but it was more tense, the vibe, because people didn't like what I was presenting. I remember
it was more radical.
Yeah. Well, it was more, people I think felt more attacked by what I was saying, because I was like defending why casual sex might be bad. Yeah. And people didn't, especially students, didn't like that, so...
And like I really like the analogy, but it might be very far off. Like the analogy used with the tree.
The mango tree. Yeah.
It's a really good one, but you don't. It's like not a one-on-one relationship to like sex. So.
No, it was talking about virginity actually. Yeah. But I kind of like connected it, because casual sex might encourage people to lose their virginity at an early age. Yeah. And I felt a lot of resistance. People were... I'd say 80% people were like disagreeing with what I was saying. Yeah. A solid 80%.
Yeah, and perhaps some people like silently agree, which
could be...
Which you don't really get any support from.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun though. I'm glad I did it. Then next we had pursuing your passion.
Yeah. So we had this like... what we thought was like a flagship EL session. It's about questioning your passion in life, like what is it? And I mean, in the 2-hour sessions you're not going to find your passion, but you get more of a framework to find it in like the next months or years. And we always posted it on social media, and we got like 9 people to sign up, and within like 5 or 10 minutes after starting the session there was still only 2 people. Which just hurts the ego a lot. So we were honestly questioning, like, do we continue this session? Do we give in right now? And I mean, we still did the same content. We made it like a bit shorter. And one other mess up was the PowerPoint didn't work. So I had to do it from there's no slide.
Projector.
So I had to do it from the laptop as well. So preparation is key for sure. So... I would say like there was one kid who showed up. I can't call him kid. Like he's a guy. He's calls himself a guy. He's very confident in himself. He's cool. Shout out, yeah. And like I spoke to him actually on Wednesday, which was like 2 days ago, and he told me like that was definitely a life-changing event for him.
Maybe that was worth it, dude. I think
it was definitely worth it.
If it changes one person's life.
Yeah, like that brings the ripple effect along. And he said it opened his eyes for self-development as a whole. So I'm still like really glad we were able to aspire that and like elicit such a response. But at the time, like that evening itself, I was so down. That really hurts. Like if it's like 9 people and like 5 people show up, okay, but 2, that was painful.
Yeah, I mean that guy. First of all, awesome guy. I'm also still in contact with him.
Yeah.
Dope guy. But that's one. That's like I'm pretty sure a narrative that latched onto us for the whole year was just attendance.
Yeah.
Number of attendees. It just was not what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We used Eventbrite. People got tickets. So many people did not show up.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite frustrating.
Yeah.
That was, I'd say, one of my goals was just trying to get people to come.
Yeah.
That was definitely, which I think we could have, honestly, the spice in what we delivered would have attracted so many people, but we just did not have the reach.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have people just didn't hear about us. They never knew what we were doing.
Yeah, because usually when people heard, they were like, why didn't we hear this sooner?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
That's a shame, but thanks Erasmus for helping us. Then we had the spa weekend in December.
Yeah, so I'm like very big on family, and my sister at the time, she did like an internship in a spa like in the southern part of the Netherlands, and like no matter whether my friends would show up, I was planning to go to her anyways, and I got a lot of discount as well. So I was like, yo, if I can just host like a team weekend in the spa where we just have like some sort of a detox, we just chill, don't do anything, that would be awesome. So I just tried to organize that, and apparently some people on the board were down to join me. So this is like beginning of December where we went to like close to Maastricht, and we had our weekend over there. It was like 2 days of just nothingness and sauna.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most unique thing a board has ever done. Let alone us like in
what did we
after
do?
3 months. Yeah, I don't know. It brings like some kind of deeper bond. Just gonna call it out, like
Go for it.
just being naked amongst your fellow guys, like it's just another level of like vulnerability you need to be able to do that and like overcome that. I thought it was amazing. Like I had a lot of fun.
It was sick.
Yeah.
We got a massage. We were in a sauna for too long. It was so hot in the sauna.
Yeah.
I remember I tapped out. I had to leave at one point because it was just so hot.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had dinner. Sick. It was really awesome. Yeah. And and then that was the spa weekend. That was awesome. Then we can already jump to the second team weekend in January, where we basically invited loads of new committee members over. How many people? We must have been like 11 people or something, or 10.
And the weekend was 10.
10 people.
So I think like in between these weekends are like 6 weeks or 5 weeks, and the Christmas holidays went over that, and we did like a recruitment session, and I thought it would be cool if they really feel part of the team. So I just invited all of them, which indeed was like 6 new people, to come to the same place, like my parents' place, and for them to be introduced to the whole vibe of like creating your own responsibilities, your own role, and like setting your own goals for the next couple of months. So we did that, and I think out of the 6 people, 4 people joined us. We had like Emet, Jose, and Ruben. It was definitely more energetic,
more hyped, more crazy.
Yeah.
It was sick though. So awesome. That for me, that's probably one of the highlights of the year, especially the pictures looking back.
Yeah.
What did we do? We did one evening, watched 2 horror movies.
Yeah.
What happened after that?
Even though like quite some people were like totally afraid up front.
Yeah.
We still did it.
Yeah. I didn't want to have the lights off. I refused to turn the lights. That was because of my eyes. I wasn't afraid because like
really?
it like damages you. It's
Sounds
bad
like
for your eyes.
Very good excuse.
No. It's bad if you look at a screen in the dark. It's bad for your eyes.
Yeah.
And we watched 2 horror movies, and then what happened? We decided to. It was in your like underground.
Yeah.
And we decided to all sleep down there. The problem was the mattresses weren't there yet, and the house was pitch black. So we had to go back upstairs, get them down, and then someone was screwing around with the light. I think that was you, right?
So we have this like app in our house where you can control all the lights with your phone. And whilst people were like going to the bathroom or whatever, I would like flicker the lights all the time.
It was pretty scary. I had to go upstairs. somebody was screaming also.
Oh, it was my sister.
No, but Robert or something was shouting.
Oh, yeah.
Someone was shouting because people were scared. And then we were slowly getting things down. And then Emed was hiding under the chair, under your stairs, and was like reaching out to grab your feet. He scared the hell out of me. That's one thing. Robert was being. I remember he was really irritating me. I think he was shouting or something, really freaking me out. So I then decided to hide in a corner, and so Emed freaked him out first, and then he was walking, and then I freaked him out, and then your sister opened her door.
Yeah.
So whilst all this was happening, Emed's whole family was trying to sleep.
Emed's family?
No, Niek's family was trying to sleep.
Yeah, it was 1 or 2 at night, and they had to get up early. We didn't. And I think one other really funny point was where, I don't know if this was with you or with Emed, but since I had the app, and we had we have a very long hallway, so we had a mattress, and someone was walking towards us from the bathroom, and we were I was matching us moving forward in the darkness and then turning it on while it was light, so someone saw a mattress getting towards them all the time. I did that. I think I was 2G, and that was hilarious. It felt like one of the scenes out of The Grudge where you're in the hospital, and there's a really scary chick walking down, but you don't see her until the lights go on again. It felt like I was just repeating that scene. That was very funny. And then you guys slept in one bed with the two of you.
Yeah, it was we were so many. We must have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no. Ruben slept upstairs. Yeah.
So it was 9 in 16 square meters.
Yeah.
But basically 10.
Yeah. So I was spooning with Emed essentially. I had a sick vibe with Emed. We had a solid bromance going then. That was sick. And I think
I don't know if we got a lot done, but it was so
we
much.
didn't. We said we didn't have a single meeting until the last morning before we were gonna leave.
Oh.
Do you remember we had a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Near your entrance, we just sat down and we just trying to figure out the merchandise and business cards.
I'm pretty sure we did something on Saturday. But
we did actually. I remember sitting down and planning. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was great fun.
That was really, really sick. And we those videos blasting music.
Yeah.
Emed wore his
kaftan.
Is it kaftan? Yeah. Kaftan all weekend essentially.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Jumping on your trampoline and stuff.
Yeah. And I used to organize these sleepovers in high school till the age of, I don't know, 15, 16. And doing this 5 years later again, it felt such a childish in a good way thing to do. It's I don't know, I felt it's just meant, friendship are just meant to be this crazy. And it was so nice to just have that again, no one's all weird about it, and I don't even think we had any alcohol involved, it was just pure fun,
Yeah, it was pure kid vibes.
Yeah.
Innocent vibes.
Yeah.
That's true. So that was team weekend, and then we had the polar bear dive.
Yeah, I would say most successful event.
Yeah, we had I think just 50. Under 50 people. Or is it 50 people?
Sure.
Before you said we had 50, but
I think honestly we had 50, 54, but
that could be.
I don't know. Including the girl who filmed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there we basically.
So the reasoning behind it is, I think it's a Dutch tradition. It might be some other Scandinavian countries too, but we kind of wanted to get this Dutch tradition of going into the sea for a fresh start on the 1st of January out to internationals as well. So we did end of January when they're all back. And we thought it was a great way to get out of the comfort zone. So instead of only doing the diving into the water, we combined it with, I think, what was a pretty cool session about the comfort zone. So that was the aim of us.
And I told you had to take your top off.
Yeah.
As getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. So this, good to tell. It's we both had something in mind for each other. I knew weeks up front for myself. I don't know about you, but we promised not to tell until the moment itself. So Henry came up to me. He was like, "Dude, could I present without a shirt?" I was like, "Let's do that." And then I told Robert to bring his music box.
Yeah.
And Henry took a rap.
I had to rap. That was so. That really.
It threw you off.
Threw me off. I remember before even the session started, I was trying to figure out which song to rap because some of them are sung with like auto-tune, so I can't do that in person. That was definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
But we got like, I think that was the sickest picture of the year, at least.
Yeah.
Personally,
yeah.
We got out of that because after the music, like I embraced Henry, gave him a hug.
Yeah.
And someone took an awesome picture of that.
Yeah, that was sick. And then we just went to a lake nearby in freezing cold. I mean, it was like a few degrees. And jumped into the water, sort of Wim Hof style, kind of.
Well, not really.
Well, not the
just
breathing.
went at it.
Essentially just jumping in, yeah.
We had like great warm up though. Like Robert took
really
great
hyped,
care of that. We had like good music boxes. And like Lorenzo cheering us out.
Yeah.
And then there was some people made a stupid decision to dive from the
jetty, the like board walk kind of thing.
And like swim to the.
Why was that a bad decision though?
Dude, I got so sick from that.
You got ill?
I was ill for like 4 days.
Really? I never knew
You told me that, like, dude, you're gonna get ill. I was like, no.
Oh, because you put your head in the water.
I mean, I dove. I just straight up dove in there. That was stupid, but it was a great.
Yeah, I was telling people, don't put your head in.
Yeah.
Because it's really cold, and Wim Hof doesn't put his head in when he does it. No. So.
But that was awesome.
That was so sick. Yeah.
I don't think I felt like that much alive in a day, because it was like the biggest event. It was, we all put in effort.
It was
like,
a team
of the
effort.
core team, like everyone, and just the combination of like the, I don't want to call it like theoretical, but more like the reflective session with something physical. Like that was something I always wanted to organize, and just being such a great success. I don't know. I was like a happy kid that day.
We got the ball rolling for us in the year also.
Yeah.
A lot of people came, and people who came also recruited, like Clemens was there, Paul was there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm missing someone.
I think that was it.
Yeah. That was sick.
Think it was like an optimal mix of like feeling responsible whilst having so much fun. Like I don't think I've had that like in a moment. I think that was very unique for me, because we weren't like also like legally responsible. Like if anything would have gone wrong, like we wouldn't have to fix it instantly. But I contacted the canteen where to host it. Like I did most of logistics, and then people being so grateful for the whole event, having like a warm shower after, which was really convenient, and like hot chocolate, like that just mix of the responsibility and fun. I had that so much.
And it was also risky, I mean, because something could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
You could have hyperventilated or something.
Yeah.
It was painful. I remember I walked back barefoot for some stupid reason. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Yeah.
The showers was really nice.
That was necessary. Oh!
Someone slipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I heard it.
Yeah, really.
Was it Robert though? No. Oh. That sucks.
I'm not gonna say anymore. But that looked painful. That was really awesome though. Yeah, that was the polar bear dive. Then we expanded our team.
Yeah.
Wait, to like are we allowed to say names? Do you think? I mean, we've already done it.
Yeah.
Like Zay, Gio, Imed, Ruben, Gus.
Christine, all that?
That came later. Okay. This is just like education committee. Yeah, later. The get out of comfort zone and ELX came later. But that was we expanded our team then. And then we had Ecstatic Dance, which was a Ecstatic Dance workshop hosted by Arisa and Adriana. Adriana.
I think that was like the first event Adriana hosted where like everyone showed up as well from EL team. I think most.
Yeah, all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, because Adriana also did meditations with Zay, which I went to unfortunately only twice, I think, but they were really sick. I don't know if you...
I haven't.
No.
I can't tell.
They were really awesome. Very, very nice vibes. Okay, so the Ecstatic Dance was basically a workshop where we were just moving around in strange ways, doing weird exercises, and then just dancing together.
Yeah, but it was like the free flow. Like, there was no choreography or like no rules, basically.
It was us and Brian.
Yeah. I forgot that.
Yeah.
No, but that was like, I don't know, it was really amazing. Because even though there was like a lot of mirrors, and like everyone closed their eyes so you don't feel judged. And like I don't know, for some songs I really could like lose myself and just like not care and just do whatever. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was definitely a process of caring less.
Yeah.
Learning to care less.
Yeah, and I don't know, I think there's also something just deeply human about just vibing out to the music.
Dancing together.
Because like, yeah, like rhythm and dancing together is something like that bonds you. And we had a lot of fun after as well. With the flips and BS.
Oh yeah. Loads of people just stayed on and were just talking, or we were trying to do hurricane kicks or something, or these tornado kicks.
Yeah, we just once again felt like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just playing, innocent, playing around.
Dancing. Our tops came off again. And I'm pretty sure after that we went to Nora's then, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Housewarming.
The same day.
That was the same day, yeah. That was cool. Okay, that was that. And then the business weeks at Erasmus University rolled in.
Yeah. So as like my role as president, I also took on external relations a lot in the beginning, and I just sat down, had coffee with different associations just to get our name out. And I told them if they would have a business week, they should get to us because we provide a very alternative workshop within the business week, which is always like focused around soft skills and professional development. And I told them if you guys want something, like we'll come at it, and we'll have like a brand new version. And Henry made that. So I think in the time span of like from Friday to Wednesday, we had like 4 or 5 sessions.
I had 4, you had 5, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like intense sessions.
Yeah,
like some were like
sessions.
2 hours. Other was like similar content 1 hour. So there was a lot of things going on. I mean, we still had classes.
Yeah, it was basically we made a session. Business weeks is like where associations invite companies and basically try to connect students with companies, sort of give different workshops, and we came in with a screw your passion, find purpose workshop, influenced by Jordan Peterson. And in hindsight, I mean, I wrote like most of the session.
Yeah, for sure.
You took care of the first half and I did the second half, something like that. But I essentially ripped most of it from Jordan. Yeah. Which is, in hindsight, not a very good thing. And I remember, because I always practice my sessions a lot, and it's a very dark session because it goes into resentment, homicide, nihilism, and how to find purpose, take responsibility. And when you keep repeating it over and over again, because I would sort of practice the session for hours, just like going over the content, and you just internalize it, and it really gets to you. It's very exhausting. I remember that. But I think it was awesome. I think people liked it. It was quite an unstructured session because there was no red thread. It was kind of like going all over the place because we had like the Peter Pan story. Yeah. We had first talking about why passion isn't good, and then went into and then there's like responsibility, and then you did the circumambulation.
Oh yeah.
And the I think we once threw in the Taoist, the yin and yang symbol.
Yeah.
And we had no closing. We just sort of like stopped it. And then one of the sessions with, I don't know, I forgot the name of the association. Oh, there was one girl who's like, but how do I find my power? Oh, she was like really, do you remember?
Austin?
No. It was with the history.
Oh. Yeah. Eye face. I think. That was it.
This is really bad.
I think it is. But...
Ace.
Yeah. And there's
That's the name of the association, but the faculty.
International Faculty Association ACE.
Yeah, something like that. Super awesome people. They were really nice.
Yeah.
They were really cool. But there's one girl in there which you asked some questions and we just like couldn't answer them.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of made her situation worse.
Oh.
Do you remember she asked like, I already didn't know what I wanted to do, my purposes, but now it's just made it more unclear or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, and I don't know,
Well,
very genuine but cool.
But just close that.
Oh, and there was one audience member. I know because the Peter Pan story is all about growing up.
Yeah.
And there's one where you talk about you can screw around when you're 20, but when you're 30 you can't. And she looked like she might have been around 30.
She was there. I think she told me.
And so I was like, I can't do that. So I said, when you're 40, you can't screw around. But it didn't hit as much because people, it's like too
far-fetched.
Too far-fetched and unrelatable for people.
Yeah.
That was funny though. Okay, then we had.
But I think from that session we also, like Asli and Christina were.
Yeah, we recruited a lot of people.
That was cool.
Like Asli, Christina,
into it.
Ovgu also came from sessions. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Then I made the evil in us taboo topic, where I just talked about like the shadow archetype.
Yeah.
Doing like the human potential for evil.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just discussing, reflecting on what we would be able to commit.
Yeah, I think that's like the most interesting sessions because I got so much more and different out of that than what you intended to do with the session.
I know.
That was so interesting because I think how we initially understood the shadow archetype was just as the intent to evil, but I think we both still haven't fully understand what it is because it is a lot, but we understand right now that it is at least much more than just that. And for me, I kind of started to get it when preparing for the session because I just wanted to take it very serious. And the other part of the shadow archetype is just looking at things within yourself you don't want to face, which doesn't always have to be evil, but just things you can be ashamed about personally, etc. And I had like insane revelations to myself about views on like sexuality and romanticism, which it like once I spoken that like truth into existence, it gave like this like I don't know, like aura of light or whatever, like soul uplifting feeling, which lasted for like 36 hours. And I remember like sharing that to some strangers in the session to I don't know, one guy with like really long hair who was there. Stefan.
Yeah.
And one other girl, and he just gave me a hug and I was like, dude, like good luck on your journey, like I believe in you. That was like such a cool moment.
Damn.
And I woke up day after and I still felt it.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Whoa.
I've never been on such a high. That was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, like something just distangled. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty dark session. So we talked about like the sort of acts against humanity.
Yeah.
In sort of Auschwitz and also Unit 731 or something.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese unit, like biological warfare development unit. And it was actually really interesting because it was going so dark and I still had one thing I wanted to share that I realised it was too much. And it was a really horrific one. It was, but people, exactly. People, I could tell people couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
There was one girl, I saw it on her face, I was like, oh god, no, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the beginning, I only realised that the shadow archetype is just everything you don't want to associate your identity with. A lot later. At the beginning, I just thought it was, the ability to be greedy, violent, sexually aggressive, whatever. But it's way more than that, really. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely the most taboo topic, I think.
Yeah. And next, should we talk about EUC?
Well, which one is this though? This is the one back.
Pursuing a passion, or because they were kind of similar vibes we got.
Yeah. So EUC is like kind of part of the Erasmus University, except it's a bit like it's basically liberal arts and sciences, I believe.
Mm.
And we were invited to do a session over there, but I think the first one was for first year students, and the natural audience of us is usually second, third, and masters, and they're a bit more mature. So we went in it with the passion session, like the initial passion session, and we just very quickly noticed like all content just flew over their heads, and we hadn't really built a session around the newcomers because they were only studying for like 2 or 3 months.
That's
I
true.
believe.
Yeah, they just started.
I think like that is a whole quest in itself to start studying, like start figuring yourself out, and then someone's gonna put like even more questions to you. It's like way too much. So it just definitely didn't resonate at all.
Yeah.
I think we're
people were after, I'd say, interested in different activities than reflecting on purpose or their passions. They were
also because it is a very diverse group, it's like you have no clue what kind of group you're talking to, because it's liberal arts and sciences, so there could be any like as well personality type, but also just interest. Like I have no clue.
Yeah, I think some people liked it, but it was just, they had to be there, right?
Yeah, it was mandatory.
Yeah, there was like a personal development course that they needed to take.
Yeah, that's also the downfall.
Yeah, and then the second one was the Screw Your Passion, basically.
Yeah.
At UC, I think it was a bit better, but there was still...
that one. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that was very interesting. I felt like some people just loved it and others just hated it.
Yeah.
Because that was the first session where we got graded.
Yeah, we got feedback.
And we had like some 10s and some like 3s.
Yeah,
and that was super, like, I found it really interesting to see that. Because by their faces, I couldn't
tell
always see like who gave it 3 or who gave 10. Like, I know there was one guy who was like listening all the time, and I felt like he was into it.
The guy on the very right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah. But still, for the rest, I couldn't tell. Like,
I know one guy that he had a maths exam and like got up and went. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You could tell he wasn't vibing.
But he didn't grade.
No, that's true.
So,
true. That's a good point. Yeah, some said it felt like
that,
a lecture.
I would say that was definitely better. Like, because if you get a 3, people at least pay attention to give you 3. Like, if everything just flies over the head, they'd probably give like a 6 or a 5, just because it's mediocre and not because it's bad.
That's actually a good point. Because with a 3, you need to be confident in your judgment. You don't give a 3 to someone who...
Yeah.
So that's
and I think the feedback under that was like it's too thematic or like theatrical.
Could be. I can't remember that.
I think I still have like pictures of the grading.
It was very mixed. Very mixed.
But from our side, I think I enjoyed that more than the other session, because if you have at least half of the group that is interested, you can at least speak to them.
Yeah.
If like everyone is half interested, that's different. That's like that's fun.
And I also felt the second one was, I preferred the content also. I mean, I basically made it. Yeah. Okay, so the next one was. Okay, so this is like the night at Geo's. So.
Oh yeah.
So I broke up with my girlfriend for the first time out of 2, and I was in such a emotional state, and I had planned to meet up with Geo and Zay to talk about our committee and plan it that night. So by coincidence, I already went to Geo's earlier, and I told her everything about it, and she listened, and I ate like stroopwafels, which was like really awesome, and then you came over. I mean, I think people.
Why though?
Because I just texted you how bad I was feeling or something, and then you walked in and you gave me a big hug. I remember that, and then Zay turned up, and then Robert turned up.
Serena even turned up.
Did Serena also turn up?
Well, in the bar eventually.
She might have met us there.
Yeah. I don't know if you came to them.
I'm not sure. Sorry, Serena. But that was so awesome because I really felt like I had a family that had my back. Because it was so painful. I cried all night the previous night, and I really like felt like, wow, people actually care about me. That really touched me. And I remember, and it was when Corona was hitting, so it felt like the earth was sort of going down, was going down, and it was kind of like like screw it, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I remember walking to the bar and singing Always Look on the Bright Side of Life with Robert.
Yeah.
Robert was trying to teach me football anthems, like Dutch football anthems. I don't know. That was sick. Really awesome.
Yeah, we got sent out that night because all bars were closing in Rotterdam. Like that was
you got really? Okay, I left early, so.
Oh yeah, no, at 1 o'clock it was like, guys, this was it. Like
really,
we're not gonna open like the months to come. So we played that. That was really special night.
Yeah. And we had dinner together. We cooked together. Just had good conversations. Really awesome. Yeah, that's probably also one of my fondest memories of the year. Yeah, and that was like a few days after that I went to Germany then, because it was essentially over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was chaos.
Yeah. Then we recruited the Get Out of Your Comfort Zone and ELX committee, which we never really did. I mean, you did stuff with
dinners with them.
With the Get Out of Your Comfort Zone, right?
I had one dinner with both committees. Which is also like a learning lesson. I think I had my ego too much involved. Like I wanted to be in
leading them.
Yeah, be leading like all committees. I was like, there's no way I can do that. Like
that was
I have to lead people up to lead teams. And we just. I don't know if I can say that.
Do you wanna write it?
No, I'll just rephrase it.
Yeah.
But we basically didn't do any interviews before having people in committees, which was a very bold move, because we were like, we just want to get a lot of people going and like just massively expand, because we feel like we have a good core team and core product. I think if Corona wouldn't have happened, we would have made it for sure.
I mean, ELX, while Corona was going, we were really planning about something still. That was active.
We still had like meetings once every.
Oh, okay. I know what you wanted to say. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, we essentially had all kinds of people in there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get a hold of it. Which was also personally failure. That was painful, but yeah, the whole Corona went down.
Then I was doing a leadership academy at university during the same time, and Niek helped me out with that. The first session.
Helped us.
No, but it wasn't that bad. You mixed up one slide with another.
Which was the only slides I had. Yes. 2 or 3 slides, and I still messed up.
I don't think they really noticed though.
Yeah, I don't know either, but.
Yeah.
That was at least the leadership academy itself is cool.
I mean, it was kind of like what do you call it? Like a pipeline for new people. Because like Gunanj, I met there. Clemens wasn't in it, but Paul was. But he was already in it in EL, I think. Neha was there. I think that was it. And then Somya was also from there.
Oh.
And another guy who also applied
was
in there. Yeah, that was cool.
And we were able to continue that.
Yeah, you continued it then.
Yeah.
So then, then Corona sessions, we did online sessions for a while. I mean, I actually I did a few.
You were the only one.
Well, I did a few. I mean, the only big one I did was what makes you attractive.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it was
that was really cool though.
Thanks. I mean,
really enjoyed that.
I also enjoyed making that one. Thanks, JP. And yeah, I mean, we just really did discussions on the polygamy versus polyamory versus.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. And let me think. Yeah, and then finally we had our last wrap-up session of the year. We basically did a speed run of all sessions, or most of the key ones.
Yeah. So I think if Corona wouldn't have happened, we still had this idea of doing one big session at the end. And we, I don't know from when onwards, but we said like, dude, if this is gonna happen, we're just gonna cry and like be very emotional about the whole experience because it's been like a hell of a ride in the whole year. And like, of course, we couldn't do it physically, but I personally just wanted to end the year on a high. I was like, I've like kind of set my studies aside for this. I want to like make a solid end of this. And the process of getting that was really tough.
Yeah.
Like to get people on board, man, that
was resistance, yeah.
Yeah, I personally messed it up a bit where I explained it to you, explained it to Gio, explained it to Robert, and I think both like all of you were pretty enthusiastic when I personally told it. And then in the group meeting, I just like threw it out there and didn't talk about it. I just said, "This is it. Check it out." And people didn't get it, and I just didn't explain it well. So for 2 weeks there was a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, like if I'm not gonna push, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, no, like we'll just do it. We'll just see how it goes. And I invited as many people as possible. I was like, I want to get like a bunch of people going.
We had a lot of people join though.
Yeah.
It was quite a lot of people.
Yeah. So it's basically like a wrap up of the entire year.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Got mad at thing. But that was amazing. I really enjoyed that night.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you threw. I almost cried in the end. You did like a poem.
Oh,
you read a poem, and that really hit. That was cool. And then finally, I mean, during that time we were also recruiting the new board, which went well, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we got quite a few people on. Quite a few applications also. We actually had to turn down people.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Never spoke to those.
I mean, I didn't have to do it. Someone else did it, which I was happy about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. And a really awesome board. I mean, we're
Yeah.
very lucky we got them on.
Yeah.
I think they'll
Sick
step
job.
it up.
Yeah, they're already doing that.
Yeah.
It's just so good to
Yeah.
see. Yeah, and then you came back for like...
Yeah.
Was it after recruitment, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was the end of June.
Yeah.
That was nice. Like you
That
and
was a
Robert
solid
got
experience,
like got the board on, got the board
Yeah.
together and surprised me, which is sick. We had dinner
The rooftop.
on Robert's rooftop.
Gunanj came as well.
Gunanj was there. Yeah. That was sick. Yeah. So that's I mean, all in all, the year was an adventure. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember in the beginning, like we had no clue what to do really. It was just like a trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, we had the pillars. Like, that was great.
That
Like, the
definitely
mission
carried
and
us.
the
Yeah.
3 values, the 3 pillars. Like,
Mm.
that was good foundation for sure.
Because we referred to those so frequently
Yeah.
throughout the year. Like the radical honesty.
Yeah.
That I mean that probably jumped up every
Yeah.
dinner. Somebody's mentioned that, so that was
Yeah.
there. Then we had the sense of belonging. I mean, we didn't really discuss that too much, but it was always
It's more
kind
of
of
an
present.
implicit thing that we
Yeah.
tried to create.
And then the seek discomfort.
Which we started to get the hang of.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, the comfort zone committee would have done that.
yeah.
Yeah, that fit it perfectly.
So that was the year basically.
Yeah.
I mean, we skipped a lot of stuff still. I mean, there are a lot of sessions we didn't talk about. That
Yeah.
like Robert's.
Any session
master-
of Robert.
Robert did. Let's quickly go over it. Like Robert
Give a shout
did
out to
pitching.
Robert.
Pitching. He did his 4-hour
80K.
work week. His
80K was nuts.
80K
Gotta
was
give it to
cool.
him.
And yeah, he did more than one pitching
Oh,
workshop.
we gotta give shout out to Gio for book club.
Book club, Geo
Those
during
were
Corona.
nice. I
Those
really
were
enjoyed
awesome.
that.
We're not allowed to forget anyone. Then Adriana did and Zay did meditations.
Yes.
Oh,
And
and
the
not
dancing.
forget the community people like Nora.
Dinner.
Nora
Yeah.
did her a vulnerability.
That was
I didn't
really
go,
cool.
but I heard it was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I had very good vibes with Clemens there as well.
Mhm.
I like randomly spoke to him the whole time.
Mhm.
That was great. Like,
So-
really, really good.
And of course Sven was lucid dreaming.
Oh yeah.
That was
He
also
got a lot
awesome.
of people in.
Yeah.
But
But
shout out to DJ.
Oh, DJ helped out so much. I mean, especially, at least I felt it with the workshops, with his banners. And he looked like, and then he would invite people to the event, but it looked like he invited his whole friend group, his whole friend list on.
Yeah.
Which is so awesome. Good, does like serious dedication.
Yeah.
But what I felt like Adriana probably did more, and Zay.
Shout out for Serena started documentaries, which I don't know.
Oh yeah. Serena did the deep work with Robert. That was pretty good actually.
And
that was really good.
Oh, true. Oh yeah.
During
Corona. Like the 2 videos she made, those were like.
Oh,
I still like randomly go back to them, which is once to be like, this just captures the essence of what we did.
Yeah. Especially the second one with Emed dancing. Yeah. So those are seriously awesome, and I think Serena. We have to give a shout out to Serena for being the underdog and like completely carrying EL's marketing throughout the whole year. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. I mean, for most of the year. I mean, she didn't sign up to be head, and she did the website.
The new website is
eventually
solid.
Yeah. She did the website, and she didn't sign up to run the marketing for EL, but she essentially took the responsibility eventually.
Yeah.
When Nadine left, then she did it, and she managed the marketing committee in a way that they like persistently created marketing content for the whole year.
True.
Which is excellent.
Without I never had to ask. Or
it was like an autonomous unit that just like worked on itself, really awesome. And we never had to worry about anything, and it would just things would be created. Really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and shout out for her. She upped her honesty game throughout the year. I really liked seeing that.
Yeah.
That was good. Shout out to my parents.
Shout out to Niek's parents for hosting or letting us stay at their place. Yeah. Did you gave them though the chocolates and stuff? I bought once. Course. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. They never I never asked. They never paid me Robert and stuff.
What? Paid?
No, because I bought the stuff.
Oh, the team didn't.
No, I mean I never asked them.
I thought my parents were like.
No. I feel like there's something we're missing though. Is that what that's supposed to say? Yeah, event wise. Does somebody create something that we're overlooking?
I really don't think so.
And I mean, Gio became board member then.
Yeah.
That was that was after that dinner we had when I broke down. Like we were suddenly like, yeah, Gio, you're on the board.
Oh yeah, but implicitly she kind of was.
Was she?
I think
not before that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, she was in the WhatsApp. Oh no, she wasn't. But
she showed up to meetings from
January. Right? Yeah.
She just came.
That was dedication.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, she earned that herself.
Yeah.
That was cool. And she did with Ariana, the book club, that was autonomous as well.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was dope.
I don't know if you forgot.
And thanks to, I think Enzo also helped out. I mean, the thing is we never heard anything because it was the marketing committee, so we don't really know what's going on. But I think Enzo helped out. Ruben also helped out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we never made merch, did we?
No. Robert was so right about that.
Well, that it would never happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you do.
And the business cards, they were made though, right?
Oh.
Are you sure?
Perhaps designed but not made.
I mean, we were just disagreeing about the logo. I'm pretty sure for months.
Oh, because we actually wanted the
phoenix.
Yeah, which would be quite a radical change.
Yeah, it was these 4 boxes suddenly a phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think that's really it.
Yeah, just really looking forward to see what the next board's up to.
I mean, personally, I think it was probably the best year of my life.
Yeah.
It definitely made me accelerated my personal growth immensely, which is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about finding some sort of spot on the horizon with people you barely know, but you're kind of good with, and just marching through so many obstacles and kind of getting to either there or like another spot. You're like
somewhere closer to the goal.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so I think we wish the new board all the best, and I mean you can already see that they're stepping up their game compared to ours immensely, and they're doing awesome stuff already. So we hope to keep the spirit of Yale alive, and wish all the people in the future who are going to experience it, I guess, an awesome time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for listening, guys.